So you see, the Most High told us in Exodus 20 and 24, it said, an altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings, and thy peace offerings, thy sheep, and thy oxen. In all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. Right? So this is sacrificing that was done away with when the MASHAYACH died for the 12 tribes of Israel. And if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it on hewn stone. For if thou lift up thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it. You see? So it's saying, neither shalt thou go up by steps unto mine altar, that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon. So you're not supposed to be praying naked. Your private part is supposed to be covered up. That's what he said. He don't want to see our private part as he go up the steps. Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto mine altar, that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon. You see? That's why even our bishops, we had a pocket that we would put our, private parts in so that we wouldn't be seen. It wouldn't be seen by the Most High. That's why you ain't supposed to be praying naked. A lot of people praying in the shower and butt naked. You ain't supposed to be praying butt naked. Most High said that your nakedness be not discovered thereon. Understand this. Mark that down so you know. Because a lot of y'all praying at any time, you be butt naked and you praying, no, Most High don't want to see your private part. So that's a sin. So let's go back to Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. Deuteronomy 4 and 11. It said, and ye came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. We read about this in Exodus 20th chapter. Once the Most High gave us the 10 Commandments, and the Most High spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude. You ain't see nobody. No shape, nothing. Because ain't nobody ever seen the Most High. Only ye heard a voice. And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. Let me mark that, because it says, and he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. You hear that? And he wrote the 10 commandments upon 2 tables of stone. And the Most High commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Most High spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire. That's why he said in John 1 and 18. St. John 1 and 18. First chapter 18, folks. No man hath seen the Most High at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. See? No man has seen the Most High at any time. How you gonna see the Most High? He said, look what he said. Go to Acts, the 7th chapter. Look what the Most High said. Acts the 7th chapter and verse 48. He said, howbeit, Acts 7 and 48. He said, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. He said, heaven is my throne, and earth, where we're at, is my footstool. So I know it's kind of hard for y'all to fathom things in your mind when it comes to the Bible because you still, you know, thinking about other things or whatever. But the Most High said the earth that we're on, as large as the earth is in circumference, in diameter, he said the earth is his footstool. Now, I know y'all have footstools. Some of you got footstools. If you know somebody don't have a footstool, then you think in your mind a footstool. It's a stool that you put your foot on. So you put your heel on that footstool, right? So he's saying, heaven is my throne. This is the fourth dimension beyond what you can see in the sky. Whatever you think they went to Pluto or whatever you're going to say they went to the last planet, whatever. This is beyond anything you can see with our given eye, to a telescope, to wherever they can sit out there in space, right? Because you got a firmament that's over this world. And ain't nobody going past that firmament. But the Most High, what we talk about, he said that heaven is beyond that. He said that's his throne. That's his throne. So a throne is something that you sit on, right? Am I right or wrong? Throne. He said, earth is my footstool. So he's on his throne, sitting on his throne, and his heel is on the earth. He said, what house will ye build me, said the Most High? Or what is the place of my rest? Hath not my hand made all these things? Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart, in the way you think and ears, the way you hear. Ye do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye. It's cold. He said, which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted? And they have slain them which showed before of the coming of the just one. That's what YAHAWASHI, of whom ye have been now the part betrayers and murderers, who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it. Now, you know that law came through the disposition of angels, spirits. Angels came and gave us the law. That's what I say, ain't no man ever seen the Most High. That's why he said you ain't never seen the Most High. The only begotten Son who's the bosom of the Most High, he have declared him. It's the order, man. The Most High, MASHAYACH, man, woman, and child. That order never changed. It's always been that way. The Most High told him, MASHAYACH, go down there and get us together and show us the right way, be the way to show us how to, get to the Most High the best we can until he sent them back here to show us of the Most High 1,000 years and teaching us. That's when that new covenant gonna come. When everybody gonna know the Most High, everybody don't know the Most High. Most people don't even talk about the Most High. Y'all giving alphabetical letters representing all praise to the Most High. Different, the beginning of those letters. You even say all praise to the Most High. Come on. Y'all better change. Y'all ain't no but a sheep following the wrong way. You better be saying all praise to the Most High. I know I done said it a few times in this lesson alone. All praise to the Most High. Saying it again, you can't say it enough. He want to be praised, man. His name is jealous. You praising yourself. You want somebody to uplift you. How you feel about me? What do you think about me? What you think about the Most High? Talk about that. Then I can talk about how I feel about you. How you feel about the Most High? You showing how you feel about the Most High because you ain't talk about him at all. But I digress. I love the Most High. And I kind of know how he feel. Because we don't even care enough to talk about him. We're going to put alphabetical letters saying all praise to the Most High. And you think that's okay. That ain't okay. You done ran your mouth and said all this in text and all this, whatever they're going to say. Then you got to say all praises. To who? To who? People going to be all praises. People say, oh yeah, all praises. Like I was out there teaching, they were talking about, yeah, y'all killed this, y'all killed 77 million North Americans. Oh, praise the Lord. That's the same one that y'all calling on. Everything I said that was contrary of our being, dealt right in a righteous world, they were saying, praise the Lord. You did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Praise the Lord. Same praise the Lord you'll talk about, same thing they talk about. When I show you BAAL represents LORD. It's like your Most High be even saying it, man. Deuteronomy 4th chapter, verse 13. And he declared unto you his covenant, which is a contract agreement that he declared to we the 12 tribes of Israel, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments that we read about. You can read about them in Exodus, the 10th chapter. The 20th chapter. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. Matter of fact, let's read them. So nobody can have an excuse to say, I don't know the 10 commandments. I don't know where they at. Exodus, the 20th chapter. Let's read them. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High, thy power, which is your power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods, no other idols before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. You can't make something and bow down to it. You can't see anything and bow down to it. You can't pray with a cross in front of your face. You can't pray with anything that you see tangibly with your eyes. Because remember, ain't nobody ever seen the Most High. So it says, hey, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. You don't bow down to nothing that you can see with your eyes. And when you open your eyes, it's there tangible for you to see. Nah, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. So he gonna get the children of those that hate the Most High. I ain't dealing with the Most High, to the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate him. That's why some of you can't come into this, because you are part of them children that you're part of the children. They said, crucify MASHAYACH, let his blood be on us and on our children. Same thing he's saying here. Most High said he's a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy to thousands of them that love me. And the only way you love him is what? And keep my commandments. See? That's how you love the Most High. He told you in 1 John 5 and 3. That's why I like to go to the New Testament, since a lot of y'all believe in the New Testament only. That's the only thing you going by. In 1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Point blank. YAHAWASHI even told you in St. John 14 and 15, if you love me, keep my commandments. So you're going to run to him away from the Most High when he's telling you all these things. You say, oh, he's an angry God in the Old Testament. That's what y'all say. You know, y'all call him that, which is dog spelled backwards. He's an angry power, right? In the Old Testament. Why shouldn't he be angry? He gave us eternal life. He said, all you got to do is follow me and eat of the tree of life and live forever. It said, don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. We chose that. Therefore, we die. He said, well, day that you eat of that, you're not going to live a day. A day to the Most High is 1,000 years. And he took that 1,000 years and took it away from us to 120 days. Now he say only 70 years. That's all. You subtract 1,000 from 70 from 1,000, you got 930 years taken away from us. Come on now. And we're supposed to live forever and ever and ever. But 930 years taken away from us. 70, that's all he give us now. Some people don't even make it to that, be that. Oh, in this earth. This is serious, man. Continue, it says, and showing mercy unto thousands, verse 6, of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. We're reading the 10 Commandments. Exodus 20th chapter. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. That's the seventh day of the week. 6 days, and every holy day that the Most High said we're supposed to keep. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. 6 days you're supposed to be working. But the seventh day, which is the seventh day, look on your calendar, it never changed. Count from the first day all the way to the seventh day. You see when the Sabbath is. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High, thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work. So you're not supposed to work on this day. You, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant. So everybody got a day off for the Sabbath. Nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that are within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High YAHAWASHI made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day, wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. It says, honor thy father and thy... So those scriptures that we just read were pertaining to how we love the Most High and serve the Most High. Now it's going to go into how we love each other as the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Say, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, which means murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. That is the 10 Commandments, right there. So covet means the desire, wanting what somebody else have. So he gave us the 10 Commandments right there. And we already went through how the people got afraid and were scared of the Most High when he started thundering. And that's how it is. What you gonna do when he come for you? When he start thundering, and you so loud, bust your eardrums. Some of you know about thunder. It's thunder so loud you be still. You don't even want to move. You be like, it be lightning. I see lightning come through, it didn't even touch nothing. I'm like, whoa, see it, shoo. Most of the time, that's why I say his ways are thoughts, not our ways are thoughts. But he do phenomenal things that is unimaginable with the person that haven't received or seen any miracles that has happened in their life. It's just, man, he's so awesome, man. Woo. That's why I give him all praise, because I know so many things have happened in my life personally that I know it was only him. Only him. I can't take credit for nothing. Only him. And so if you don't have any miracles or things that happen in your life that you look at, wow, this happened, and it's no way that you could have made it through without him. And he said he's going to have his angels catch you, take you in their hands, and so you don't hurt yourself, and you've experienced these type of things, then you don't know. You just don't have a clue, man. And why do you need a sign to believe in him? Let's tell you, it's sad, but it's real, man. It tells us in 1 Corinthians, the first chapter, the 22nd verse. 1 Corinthians, the first chapter, the 22nd verse. For the Jews require a sign. And the Greeks, who are the Israelites that spoke Greek, Hellenized Jews, Hellenized Israelites, that made Greek their custom, seek after wisdom. They want to know the knowledge. They want to get the knowledge of the Most High, you see. But we require a sign. And why should you need a sign? I don't need a sign. That's why we always call it testimonies. It was called testimony. When people have testimonies of the things that have happened in their life, phenomenal things that happened in their life, and you can go and listen to it, man. It's like powerful. That these phenomenal things have happened in our lives, and we give all glory to the Most High. Everybody was giving glory to the Most High. phenomenal things that happen that only the Most High intervene to say, no, I have something else for you to do. I know he has something else for me to do while I'm here now doing what I'm doing. Or I wouldn't be here. Point blank. Verse 13, and he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments that we just read in Exodus 20th chapter. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. He wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. And the Most High commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Most High spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire. You didn't see nothing. We didn't see nothing. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image. What did you see? That's why the Most High hit me up with, there's no way that I would give you anything that you could see. And it was like, it was right here, right behind me, right here. I was walking right here. And it just stopped me in my tracks. It's nothing I will give you that you can look at tangible to worship concerning the new moon. You know, because there's a lot of different understandings of the new moon, the crescent moon, the full moon, and so forth. And he says, no way that I will give you something, because when you look at that, you look in the sky and you see it, you're going to all praise to the Most High, and you looking at that moon. That hit me hard. It was like, it just stopped me in my tracks, and it was like, I don't know what kind of feeling I could say it was, but it was like I just stopped. I couldn't move no more. It was like, he said, you would worship what you see. Why, I deal with the dark moon. Ain't nothing you can look up in the sky to see to worship. Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him how? In spirit and in truth. So you look up there, that's why he say, all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Most High made the heavens. He said, learn not the way of the heathen, for the heathen are just made, and don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are just made at them. And here we are, still dealing with certain things that we didn't do, or we did do in error, in making the Most High abhor us, be angry at us. But, you know, I know it's a symbol of Semiramis, crescent moon, and it's a symbol of a lot of different religions. So I know Islam has what, the crescent moon and the 5-point star. Stars in heaven, crescent moons in heaven, the heavens isn't. And other, you know, people believe in certain things, man. It's like, these are the things that he speaks against. And the Most High commanded me at this time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. It says, take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Most High spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire. You ain't see no shape. Ain't nobody ever seen the Most High. He said, lest ye corrupt yourselves, see? Seeing anything. Lest you corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, as you see these images that are there, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, or any figure that represents a male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air. All these things we've seen in Egypt. So he got to bring it to our attention that this is what we don't want to do. He's trying to get that out of our minds. We can leave that alone. The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, insects or whatever, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters between beneath the earth. You got that fish representing something pertaining to Christianity. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun. Listen to what he's saying. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the spirit, because I don't even know it's gonna say this. It says, unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon, as I'm telling y'all, something came over me and said, do you think I would give my people anything that they could see and they would worship? This is what he said. And I'm telling y'all, this is, like, I'm bringing it to you, I'm bringing it off the top of my dome, because I don't have this plan. It's just, like I told you, I got this, and it said, obey the Most High. And it is stuck on my foot, stuck on my clothes, and I'm putting it right here. Next thing you know, I'm walking around this right there. I'm like, whoa, what? Obey the Most High. So, you know, I got to fear the Most High, so I want you to have to fear the Most High too. Listen to what he said. Unless thou lift up thy eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, should be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Most High thy power have divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. And that's what he told me. So what he's saying here, people looking, think about it. People waiting on the crescent moon to come in for the new moon, and they see, oh, praise the Most High, it's the new moon. But you looking at it, because you see it in the sky. Come on now, you can't tell me nobody ain't doing that. That's what he said. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and you're looking for when the new moon is going to come. And when thou seest the sun and the moon, that's what I'm talking about, the moon, and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, should it be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Most High thy power have divided into all nations under the whole heaven. So you can think in your mind, well, I'm not saying praise the moon or anything like that, but he said, when you look, that's what I'm saying, this is real spiritual to me from what, came over me, and I know I wasn't thinking about that. And it just hit me like that, would stop me in my tracks right there. And it said, do you think I would give you something that you can look at, and then are people gonna worship it? Because we sheep. And they're gonna listen to whatever somebody say, and they're gonna follow whatever somebody say that has some type of authority in their minds. Spiritual authority in their minds, saying that they know the right way. When he said, unless thou lift up thy eyes unto heaven, that's look up in the sky. That's the heaven it's talking about. And when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven should be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Most High thy power hath divided into all nations under the whole heaven. See, it's real serious, because I don't have no reason to lie. I fear the Most High. Ain't no liars going to the kingdom. But I know what happened to me. I know it was a certain feeling that I felt in stopping. And couldn't move, and was like a chill or something that just came over me, like saying that to me. But, I don't know who need to hear, but that's what happened to me. But the Most High have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, which is captivity, slavery, and bondage, even out of Egypt, under the Egyptians, these Hamites. All 12 tribes were in the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, under the Egyptians, in captivity, slavery, and bondage, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. He said, furthermore, the Most High was angry with me for your sakes. Most High was angry with Moses for we the children of Israel's sake, and swear that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto that good land which the Most High thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. But I must die in this land. Can you imagine this? You gotta hear what Moses is telling all the knucklehead, stiff-hearted, and stiff-necked, rebellious Israelites that was murmuring all the time to him why they got on his nerve. And the Most High took him up on a mountain and showed him all the lands where all the tribes going to be. And said, you can't go. That's what he said. But the Most High have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance as ye are this day. He said, furthermore, not only that, the Most High was angry with me for your sake, for the Israelites' sake, and swear that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto the good land, which the Most High thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. He said, but I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. That's cold. He told him, you can see the land, but you can't go over there. You cannot go over there. Man, he done went through all the plagues and going up there dealing with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh dealing with him a certain way, having an attitude with him. Look, let me show you. This is why Moses didn't make it. That's why it's important to look at this as an examples of what to do and what not to do, and following what the Most High is telling us through this word. Look what it says. Go to Numbers, the 20th chapter. This is what Moses is saying. He's telling Israel in Numbers, the 20th chapter, the 7th verse. Salakia. Let me get some water. Numbers, the 20th chapter, 7th verse. It said, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, take thy rod, and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother. This orders from the Most High to Moses. He said, and speak, is very important. He said, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes. Speak before the rock, before all of us, the children of Israel's eyes. And it shall give forth his water. So now, you're looking at somebody speaking to Moses, and that's the angel of the Most High. That's speaking to Moses. He's telling him, speak to the rock, and it's going to bring forth his water. So you know it's not Moses talking. He just been, able to get the credit for this being ascribed pertaining to Moses. But it's telling you that somebody else is talking to Moses, which is the angel of the Most High that we read about in Exodus 20:2, who represent who they call a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, or Jesus Christ, as an angel. Right? So listen to what he said. Because he led us in a cloud by day in the wilderness to tell you that. And the chariot turned into a fiery cloud at night, a fiery chariot at night, and led us in the nighttime. And when it stopped, we put our tents up. And when it moved, we took our tents and we moved to where it was for 40 years. As he just said, our clothes didn't get old, our shoes didn't get worn out. 40 years. That was him in there. So that's why I'm making that point. So you see that a lot of y'all, you've learned that some of you might think he just came into existence when he first came into the earth through Joseph and Mary. Or y'all might think he came through Mary only. You got all these different philosophies and doctrines and so forth going on. But if you look up Pope Pius IX, he's the one that created that virgin birth doctrine. Pope Pius IX, but that's another topic. Anyway, back to Moses. Say, take the rod, and gather thou the assembly together, thou, you, and Aaron, thy brother, and speak. This is very important. And speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water. That's the Most High's water. Speak. He told him the order, the commandment is speak to the rock, giving the Most High the glory. It's going to bring forth his water. And thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink. And Moses took the rod from before the Most High as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels. Hear now, ye rebellious Israelites. Must we, there he messing up already. Must we fetch you water out of this rock? We? When it said, speak unto the rock before their eyes, before the children of Israel's eyes, and it shall bring forth his water. That's singular. His water. But he's saying, hear now, you rebels, in verse 10. He said, must we fetch you water out of this rock? Must we fetch you water out of this rock? Who do people think he's talking about? If thou could say. Who do people think that Moses talking about? When he say, must we fetch you water out of this rock? I'm waiting. Who y'all think he's talking about? The people thinking he's talking about. I'm waiting. Give me an answer. Because that's what he said. Must we fetch you water out of this rock? No. Not him and the Most High. Anybody else? He said, must we? Right, there you go, Moses and Aaron. Must we fetch you water out of this rock? So the people thinking he's talking about Moses and Aaron. The water. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. Boom, boom. He hit the rock with his rod 2 times. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. Hit the rock with his rod twice. And the water came out abundantly. And the congregation drank, and their beasts also. Listen closely. And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron, because you believe me not. That's why it's very important to know what this Bible is saying. Because you could do things that show that you don't really believe in the Most High. Because he said, and the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Y'all keep on putting your APTTMH. All praise to the Most High, initials, and don't want to give him glory. I'm warning you. It's in love. And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. He said, you ain't going to be able to bring the children of Israel into the land which I've given. He done been through all this, y'all. That's why you can't get big-headed. You can't, I don't care how it looks, how you want to think in your wildest dream, you can't get big-headed. Because Moses was special. Show you how special he was to the Most High. And ain't that many that can say they like Moses right now. I don't think. Unless you real arrogant and prideful. But this is how Most High dealt with Moses. Numbers the 12th chapter. Let's look at verse 6. It says, and he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Most High, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Most High shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Most High was kindled against them. That's Aaron and Moses' sister. Aaron is his brother, and his sister Miriam. Because they said, a lot of people want to say that whatever happened to her was dealing with them saying that he married the Ethiopian woman, but that wasn't it. Because he didn't say nothing about no Ethiopian woman. But he dealt with them on what they said in verse 2. And he said, and they said, hath the Most High indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Most High heard it. See, when you read verse 1, he didn't say nothing about that. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because the Ethiopian woman whom we had married. But he had married an Ethiopian woman. He ain't said nothing about that. They ain't said the Most High heard it. But when they said this, and they said after Most High, not even brought him in it. Hath the Most High indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? We're on the same level. We're on the same page. Most High deal with you, he deal with me the same way. That's what they're saying. Has he not dealt with us? And the Most High heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, very humble, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. See? And so the Most High told Miriam and Aaron to come before, toward the tabernacle. And he spoke these things concerning Moses. That's what I say, how Moses was. So he said, hey, were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And verse 9 said, and the anger of the Most High was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed, that's the cloud, the chariot that he was in, departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous. To be leprous, how was she? White as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. She turned white, from having brown skin to having white skin, like the palm of your hand, the bottom of your feet. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my master, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead. She's leprous, white as snow. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Most High, saying, heal her now, O Most High, I beseech thee. And the Most High said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face. Whoa. They just said, hey, the Most High dealing with us like he dealing with Miriam. Most High dealing with Miriam and Aaron like he's dealing with Moses. And Moses cried unto the Most High, saying, heal her now, and O Most High, I beseech thee. And the Most High said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, man, should she not be as ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, a whole week. And after that, let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days with leprosy, being leprous, white as snow. And the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. So that's the Most High. That's why you got to watch what you be doing, boy. The Most High remember what I did. He reminds the scripture.